sound can mean only one thing. Footy's back. Ba-da-da, ba-ba, ba-da-da, ba-ba, ba-ba-ba-ba. Welcome to Footy Unfilterated. I'm your host, James Clements. And with me, on the other side of this here screen, was a bloke who was beside me as I watched the worst moment of Taylor Burns' life until this point on Thursday. It's everyone's favourite Essendon fan. Nearly beat my beloved Suns, he did. It's Jez. Jez, what's cracking?
What's not cracking, mate? We are flat out like a lizard drinking over here. So footy, how good was the game we went to until it wasn't?
It just went to script. We'll talk about that later.
Who would have thought that Taylor Byrne wouldn't be the biggest story out of that game? But anyway, here we are.
We're going to get through all of that because round 6 is done. Footy's fully back. I do love, one of my favourite things about talking about footy every single week is always like, I can't believe it's already round 6. Like, these are the absolute salad days. And this is what annoys me about people whinging about footy. It's like, there's just so much footy. It's great. Remember these days when there's no footy. Anyway, we will wrap up round 6 for you. We'll get our weekly awards. We've got some nahs. We've got our round 7 preview and picks all wrapped up in one big, dumb, footy unfilterated package. So let's dig in. It's footy without the ball. It's footy unfilterated. Right, Jez, what a round that was. Now, I had a very busy weekend. Had a whirlwind wedding out in the Yarra Valley, a trip up to Ballarat as well. A lot of other, not exciting, fun things in my weekend.
No.
Old man being rushed to hospital at the tail end of Sunday after on Saturday finding out that one of our best friends had passed away from a fairly long battle.
Sorry to hear that, mate. Sorry to hear.
It's a kick in the guts. You get that.
Yeah.
Very sudden.
Not cool.
Very sudden, very sort of like shocking, I think, for everybody, despite, it's cancer. It's sort of, you understand that it's inevitable at some point, but when it gets you, it still gets you. So,
sucks. For
a lot of my weekend, footy was sort of kind of a little bit over here as I'm sort of tracking it. I was still at a wedding watching Essendon Gold Coast.
What a roller coaster of emotions right there.
I was at a wedding while this is all happening as well, and I'm watching Essendon Gold Coast just on my phone. So what a weekend it was. Right.
Mayhem.
But a lot happened. So let's do it all. The game that we went to on Thursday was the biggest news story of the weekend. Elijah Hollands. As we were sitting there pointing this out to each other, it's like, he hasn't touched the ball. What's going on? How is that even feasible or possible? And it turns out he's having a bit of a mental health crisis and subjected to drug testing after the game voluntarily, which sort of took a bit of the, I think, sting out of some of the commentary, which was very good to see, but it's probably came out a little bit too late because that first 36 hours after it was pretty wild, wild west and not very fun, I think, for anybody. It was
all guns blazing from all angles. It was pretty average, to be honest.
Had some Collingwood players lip reading. I love that. I always love a good lip read. So, yeah, not a great time. But he was, it does throw a stark light on the efforts of Carlton to sort of mitigate that, I guess, and just how they were managing it and not managing it, as it turns out. So, yeah, covered themselves in glory. And they, I believe they're due to send their findings to the AFL by Thursday. WorkSafe has now gotten involved. And, the more details sort of come out about doctors chatting to him about it, Michael Voss chatting to him at halftime. Yeah, you sort of have these moments of like just shrug emoji, right? Like, how did this all happen? So look, he's not going to play against. He's obviously not going to play against Fremantle. They came out and said that straight away. And his dad.
Well, he's actually been admitted to hospital
as of yesterday,
this afternoon, Monday evening. Sorry, I've just got it on the screen in front of me. So, to be honest, that's probably the best place for him at the moment. So, hopefully, he can get the help that he clearly needs because he's obviously battling some issues at the moment. It's not all as black and white as a lot of the media and even a lot of people out there will say that whether it's drugs, alcohol, mental health, or a combination of all of them, whatever it is, he needs to be where he is now. It looks like he's got family around him. His dad's been very passionate with what he's come out and said, and it's, so from that side of things, it's good to see that he's got his brother and his family and all that around him. So I really hope that he actually allows himself to get the help that he needs and bounces back, because he's a great player. He can do a lot of really good things on a footy field. But again, one thing that I think the media tend to overlook, and they're probably the worst culprits for this, is that footy is just a game. As much as we love it and we love talking about it and all that sort of stuff, the priority here should be this bloke's health, mentally, physically, all that sort of stuff, and that he is living life and happy. And if football's not a part of that, then, so be it. He's got to do what he's got to do to be happy. So I'm a big believer in that, and I really hope that he bounces back from this, whether that includes football or not. I really hope he gets through this well. So
yeah, just look at Tom Boyd, right?
Exactly, he's a prime example.
Came out,
had the world at his feet, and
came out today and was like, "Yeah, look, hey, everybody's struggling with a bunch of different things, and like this is really sort of like a part of, I guess, the AFL landscape and how folks are dealing with it, and you never know what anyone's dealing with. So yeah, take it easy." Anyway, so that'll continue apace over the next few days, of course. Then we also got a really strange one where Tom Edwards and the Essendon doc versus the Arc doc. That sort of came out later on that Saturday, during that Saturday game, where he gets clocked by Johnny Noble, the weapon, and he's taken off, assessed. They check his jaw, they check his noggin. Seems like he's okay. Then the ARC doctor goes, no. HIA, 15 minutes. There's only 5 minutes left in the game. So he's just been taken off. And it does now then raise that question of like, why was Elijah Hollins then at not any point just sort of like arced at some point by a doctor and just going, hang on a second, what's going on with Elijah over here?
Yeah. It's easy to point fingers at Carlton, isn't it? But there's also a whole lot of other stuff at play by the AFL where maybe it should have been seen by external medical professionals that are at the game. So this one was weird. I watched this. I didn't watch the game live, but I did see quite a bit of stuff online about this, and it's very strange. I think the AFL are starting to, I've said it along, they're making it up as they go along, and this is just another example of that. It's what can we do to mess this up? We've got this awesome thing going. Oh, wait, here's one. We'll get involved in the arc.
I also love the making it up as we go, because Zach Butter's appeal was upheld because the how much are they paying you saga came to an end with the AFL just going, we're done here. Because it was cleared based on an error of law due to Jason Johnson, who was part of the tribunal's conduct, because he switched the call from his house to his car because he had an open for an inspection and was driving while deliberating, which is amazing. So just definitely not Bush League stuff at all, which is fantastic.
Well, I did read an article saying that they need to, and I think this is driven by the Players Association, but they need to start having the tribunal based on footy acts and stop being so legal with it, because all this stuff is coming down to all these fine there's more analysis of the legal system at the AFL tribunal than there is at the Ballarat Magistrates Court.
Yeah. That's not that hard though, because it's like, are you on meth again? Oh, gosh. It's pretty straightforward.
Yes,
really.
Well, I don't know. Could be the same at the local footy tribunal, but anyway.
Maybe. And Harrison Petty was another one where the doctors were sort of a bit
That was weird.
Very strange, delayed onset concussion seemingly, where
very weird.
Like basically we've got people scouring the footage about where he might have copped a hit or something might have happened, and it's very sort of slight whatever, and then he just got a bit wobbly. I don't know. This is it's certainly not what happened to my old man on the weekend, but he just got crazy dizzy, like a terrifying, horrible, like really horrible vertigo. tinnitus, just really strange sort of vibes.
Had he just kicked the ball straight to the opposition in their forward line? Or
he had been outside running around with the grandkids. So
that's it. Blame the grandkids. It's always the grandkids.
It was probably my baby squid who just took him out and just like put him in a headlock.
I have met your baby squid, and there's every chance.
100%. But that was a strange situation. Hopefully he's all right. But yeah, anyway.
Yeah.
So there's been all these sort of little spot fires of all this sort of stuff this week. And then today it comes out, Ralphie drops the, hey, you know what's going to happen? Look, when Tassie comes in, the AFL, it has to do 24 games. We can't do 23. So it's 22 or 24. And, of course, the AFL is going to go, well, it's 24, obviously, because that means more money. And then chums the water. Could we see an overseas round? Games in India and California.
This again.
More games in Cairns, the Northern Territory. Everything up for grabs. And then there's a big story about it all. My favourite thing was simply someone going, geez, here's a weird idea. How about when we get Tassie, we all just play each other once? That's, and bang.
Amazing.
And maybe we're not running the footy season from like the start of Feb through the end of October. So just saying.
There is a what's the word? There is a case study in point that has been going on for a long time with the Central Highlands Football League, which you would know very well. My son plays in at Learmonth. When they merged, I think this was 20 years ago. I'm probably wrong, but whatever. They had 18 teams, and rather than obviously play each other one team twice and all that, they just played each other once. And what they would do is they would set the fixture for 1 year. So if we played Springbank, we played Springbank at home on the weekend. Next year, we'll play them in round 2 at Springbank. Bang.
Remarkable.
Works every time. Yep.
Remarkable.
It's crazy how it's actually worked for 20-odd years, even with one team dropping out.
But you see, Jess, this is common sense. It's sensible. It's easy to adapt, and therefore the AFL will want no bar of it. So it's all good.
But it does make sense that they have one game and a 18-game season, and then have your wildcard rounds. You can expand your wildcard round. You can add in State of Origin, which seems to be, whether the players want it or not, I feel like it's going to happen because of the success for at least the next 10 years. When you've got Gather Round, now there's all states ask, will we have wildcard round in Perth then, and all this sort of stuff. They're going to be screaming for different kinds of gimmicks, some better than others. So an 18-game season would allow you to roll all these gimmicks into that, and have a mid-season break if that's what you really want to do. So you can play your State of Origin, so you can focus on something else. You can then start to roll the AFLW into it as well, because clearly that needs to be moved more to footy season, because whatever novelty was there has worn off it, because they're not getting crowds, because people are just worn out from footy.
Yep.
Realistically. It's not going. You're right though, Jim. It's not going to happen.
I'm very much looking forward to opening round in India, where there's 7 teams somehow. Only 7 teams playing
in January.
Yep, it's going to be awesome. I think my favourite one was seeing that what they'll do is they'll keep expanding the season so that 12 months of footy and the grand final will be played in opening round each year. So just keep going. Just keep it rolling. And look, you know me, I'm just footy all the time, but there is also a limit to how much footy you probably need and how much the players need. And I think we're about it. And this is like a big thing that we've talked about plenty on NFL Australia, right? So it's like, it feels like it's inevitable it's going to go to 18 games there. 17 has already felt like it still flies by the NFL because it's, there's so few games.
It is a very short season compared to other sports.
And it's sort of like bang, 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 bang. You've got your 18 weeks and they keep sort of expanding it. And it's going to get to a point where, as much of a corporate behemoth as it is, you'll sort of see a sense of diminishing returns once you've suddenly sold all these packages to Amazon, to Netflix, to like suddenly everyone needs. The NBA seeing this right now as well, right? Where you need like 6 different streamers to watch the NBA, and you're like, we've hit a point where that's just a bit silly.
It's out of control.
So anyway, good job though by the AFL. I'm sure they'll do it amazingly. Injury disaster for the Dogs. We haven't even hit on injuries really. Sam Darcy did his ACL. Horrifying, non-contact, just leading up that left pocket at Cardinia Park, which I feel like has taken a couple of scalps down there at Taxpayer Park. I'm just saying. Rory Lobb out for this week. O'Donnell out for this week. Libba out with another concussion. So it's just
that's not good.
There's a lot. I do love that. Like, oh no, look, he should be fine from this concussion. It's like, how is it different to the other ones?
Yeah, because they get better with age, like a fine wine.
But there was also a few for the Tigers. Sam Banks hurt his collarbone. Marisa Rioli hurt his hammy. Taranto got a concussion. Obviously, we saw Harry Mackay concussed in the game that we were at. Pitto hurt his hand, I want to say.
I think you're right there.
I think he had to get surgery like a day or two later, and they're like, "Oh, yeah, he'll probably be back the week after." It's like, what? Is he getting surgery done by like, I don't know, Wolverine scientists? That's awesome. I didn't realize Pitto was made out of adamantium, but here we are. We also had a bunch of reports where Sicily and Dylan Moore both hit Logan Evans.
What did he say?
What did he say? He just got to be the most annoying dude on port. That was amazing. The weapon Johnny Noble already got off. I love that. Like, which is a crazy one. I'm like, I felt that
Dog
one
act. He's on my list.
Didn't that feel much more egregious than like everything
Absolutely.
else? Like he's kind of
that was a week.
Led with the arm.
Surely that's a week.
Copped him in their head. What are we doing here?
He must have had the good bloke defense.
Maybe. They're like, look, Johnny Noble, we love you. So just off you go.
Yeah.
That's how I'd run my tribunal. Jed Walters can never reported. Johnny Noble,
Tom
I love
Papley,
him.
you're never playing again.
Perhaps we've fired you into the sun. We've built the world's biggest trebuchet. Check this out. Anyway, so the one slight little nice thing. Oh, and also TDK's a test this week as well. So Rowan Marshall might dominate West Coast, and I know it's all going on, but there is one tiny little nice one where Max King might make his debut for the season, and it hasn't played since 24. Because he did his knee at the start of the last year, and so that'd be nice.
So Pitto is 1 to 2 weeks.
Yep.
And there was also the Camperali brothers didn't have a great week either. There was a concussion in the VFL for Ben, and his twin brother Lucas is to be confirmed with a kidney injury, which was from a hit. So things aren't great there. And then where are we? Max King. I've got the injury list right in front of me, Jim. So let's have a squizzle. Yeah. He is a test, as is TDK and Anthony Caminidis from a hamstring. And then I think there's no one of much note to come back in there, but that's going to be a big loss, TDK.
I don't know. It's
much as he's underperformed, but it's going to be a big loss, but it could also be the circuit breaker that they probably need.
Probably definitely need that, I think. The double rucks, it just doesn't work for TDK. Anyway, hey, let's cast our mind back very quickly to last week. I reckon we need to fly through some of these raps because it just feels like it was a million years ago now, doesn't it? Carlton, 83, Collingwood, 88. Enough said.
Yeah, you just want to fly through this one because of how...
Oh, Lord.
I was like that. I needed my camera out so I could say, look, you can see the moment where his heart breaks.
Yep. It was probably after the fourth goal in the first 4 minutes of the fourth quarter for Collingwood where it's just like, yep, that's me.
It was the Nick Dacos show, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It was amazing. He's going to pop up again in a second.
Yeah.
Harry, I think it was a very strange game because Carlton had the run of the game, I felt like, for large swathes of said contest. Looked very good, and it was kind of the exact way I thought it would probably go. Because Collingwood was just severely undermanned. No Steele side bottom, no De Goey, no Dylan, not Dylan Moore, Darcy Moore. Like, just they're missing a bunch of dudes. And it didn't matter because Nick Dacos is awesome. And Carlton are Carlton. And in a surprise twist, they did the thing that they always do where they run out of legs and are completely gassed and lose the game in horrifying fashion. So
I think we both pointed it out at various stages, but the biggest difference between Carlton and Collingwood was their skill.
The skills.
Collingwood Carlton, the ball probably, and I could be wrong, but I reckon they had it easily twice as much. Let's just go by the old way of moving. It was easily twice as much. And every time Collingwood got it, the targets were hit and they moved the ball so smoothly. It's like they just effortlessly moved it down the ground, and then Carlton would just absolutely be breaking rocks left, right and centre just to move it 5 metres, and that was the difference. Oh, yeah, and then, of course, they had to give up their lead, which was a given, apparently, with Carlton. So I'll let you move on now if you like.
It was absolutely striking to the point where we're just talking about it, how there is levels, obviously, in AFL, and people have talked about how there's almost 2 leagues at the moment, but this was such a stark difference there's a lot of inexperience on that Pies team, right? Like, they had a lot of young dudes running around for them, and it didn't seem to matter. They were all just exceptionally talented, hitting targets, moving the ball with actual efficiency. And then you go Carlton on the other side, absolutely butchering it. And the likes of Sam Walsh just going completely MIA, Jagger Smith just disappearing as well. Cripps in a surprise twist going completely MIA late in the game too. But I think like for the Blues, Harry Mackay missed a couple of set shots where you're like, just if these are converted, the Blues win the game. Like it comes down to that sometimes. He kicked 1 goal 4. I didn't even realise it was 4 lines. Yeah. It felt
I thought he kicked 2, to be honest, but I don't think he's kicked more than 1 in a game yet this year. I don't
think so.
Still.
Anyway, classic Carlton Pies. I think, though, very beatable by your Dons for Anzac Day. I'm not going to yell it too loudly. Friday. Jezza. Jezza. I believe in terms of routings, I don't want to say routings, but it was also that. This was pretty great because basically Western Bulldogs 56, Jeremy Cameron 61.
Yeah.
That's the game. Geelong also had other players, so they had 131 total points as a team. But Jezza outscored the Dogs by himself, which is pretty cool. But the absolute contest went out of this almost straight away.
Very early. It was an ordinary game.
Jezza just was absolutely on fire, and they just pumped him. They kicked 19-17 or something as well, didn't they, the Cats? I remember seeing that pop up, and you're like, what the hell?
And Jezza only had 10-1, so it wasn't like, sometimes when you have these forwards that kick big bags, they might kick 10 goals 7 or something. He kicked 10-1, so it wasn't him.
That's crazy.
It was everyone else.
So, I don't know. The Cats are just very quietly smashing pretty good teams all of a sudden.
Anyway, they're building very nicely without making a hoo-ha about it.
So. And they just look... I mean, this is another thing about quality, right? It's like the same with the Pies. Like, there's just like an undercurrent of quality around the field where their ball usage is just that much higher than like the other teams. And even the Dogs, like the biggest thing for them though, like injuries just absolutely decimated.
They're killing them. They're dropping like flies, as you would say.
So great win by the Cats. The Dogs is just, I don't know, one of the year nars should simply be, can they still win the flag? And I'm probably going to say, no.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards the negative on that one.
Get Tinglish back ASAP. Then we had a lightning delay on Friday night for this Sydney GWS game, which is pretty good because, look, if I had $1 for every time we had lightning delays for derbies, I'd have $2, but still it's weird that it's happened twice.
Apparently it's a big issue. Yeah. So one game in Sydney in 8 weeks and it just had to be the one where lightning is. So I'm surprised they haven't called for a royal commission or something like that into it, the AFL, because, how dare the weather come and strike lightning while they're trying to play this multi-million-dollar behemoth of a business, of a footy game.
Pavlich is on the dog and bone to Tom Harley right now trying to get it sorted out. It's gone too far. It's gone too far.
It's terrible.
107-66. The big problem was the Giants couldn't kick straight. It absolutely ruined their chances at sort of sneaking out a bit of an interesting win here. And they kind of cooked it. So it sort of feels a bit Giantsy. 8-18. Like, it's just...
Yeah.
They had more scoring shots, and you're like, what is happening here? And the Swans are just, again, there's teams that are a class above, and the Swans are clearly one of them.
They are, yeah.
Charlie booting 3, but you get. I love it when Justin McInerney just goes, "Oh right, check this out, I'm awesome," and does Justin McInerney stuff.
20-2, Mr. 20-2 himself.
Yep. And Jordan, James Jordan just goes out and goes, who's your guy? I'm going to shut him down. Check that out.
Yeah.
And they just curb stomped them. So, Battle of Sydney.
I think the only one they couldn't shut down, but he didn't have much of an impact, was Clary. He had 37. But 37 hollow, a bit of Zion Williamson, empty calories there. So
24 handballs is a lot of handballs.
Yeah, there's a lot of probably 1-2s in there as well. So
562 metres gained, whereas the Lizard who won the medal,
he was unreal.
Was it the Ward? Yep. The Ward Harley Ward? I can't remember what it is, but it's got something to do with Callum Ward in it.
We'll just say the Callum Ward and some other dude medal. The Kirk Ward.
Kirk Ward, that's it.
Kirk Ward, that's right.
I was close-ish.
Yeah.
The Lizard had 882 metres gained, so that's 320 more metres, which is a bit. So I'll pay that.
Yeah.
Good win by Swans. They're not going to lose again. Saturday, Gold Coast 119, Essendon 110. Fun game, chaos one. I was watching this on the bus out to the wedding on Saturday Arvo with the bus full of Bombers fans. And me as the only Suns fan on the bus was just...
Oh, yeah, all right, yeah.
was just sort of laughing it up.
It was... I actually couldn't even watch it. I was watching Learmonth play. They had their second win.
Nice.
Year, and there was absolutely no service out at Learmonth at all. I couldn't even get a score update for most of the day. So I had to wait till we were in the car back in Miners' Rest before I could see how we went. Brutal. And I was pleasantly surprised. It appears as if track must be back, Jim.
Yeah.
25-3, and from all reports was the catalyst to a win. They definitely needed that. So...
Especially early on, he was instrumental. Yeah. Like he sort of pointed them in the right direction, and then I don't know. He didn't do a giant amount late when it was all sort of coming to a bit of a head, but he'd sort of gotten them pointed in the right direction, and they just got over the line. And I don't know. I love them because between Ben King, Ben Long, Ethan Reid, you've just got all these, and my beloved Jed Walter, of course.
Your beloved.
You've just got some big dudes. Just a lot of voluminous human meat up in that forward half of the footy field. And like, I don't know, Essendon though, I don't know what happened in that Melbourne game, but they've sort of just found something and they've been competitive. They've been awesome. Sardis is also apparently incredible again. Well, maybe not again, but what people kind of maybe expected him to be a bit like. So that's pretty good. He
is a ball magnet, and as I said last week, his biggest knock has been his disposal efficiency, and it's still an issue, but it's getting better, and he just finds the footy, and he was really good from what I watched. I think he topped the clearances, which is second in the clearances for Essendon, second overall. Darcy Parish was pretty good. Zach Merritt, again, just on fire, 34 disposal of the goal. And, he's doing all the grunt work as well, Zachy. He's tackling, he's doing all that sort of stuff. So the other one I thought, whilst he didn't win the hit-outs, I think Peter Wright playing as our number one ruck has actually been a really good move because he's just got that little bit extra height over Blackiston. And even though he's not winning the ball, he's at least breaking even a lot of the time, which has helped our midfielders and Andy McGrath in the middle of the game, which I thought had an impact. So whatever he's done, Brad Scott, I'm really happy with it. So if we can keep rolling along like this, you never know.
Just need to stop the opposition team from scoring a little bit.
Yeah, there wasn't much defending going on this game, was there? It was a pretty high-scoring game.
Might be since the start of last year. It's the 7th game, I think, that Essendon have been in where both teams have scored over 100 points.
Yeah.
And I think Essendon have lost all of them. So, it's pretty...
We haven't been great, let's be honest.
Pretty chaos. But the thing is, all of Saturday's games are awesome because the Hawthorn Port game was an absolute belter. 7 out of the gate for Hawthorn. and then Port reel them back in, 6 goals to none, I believe. And you're like, what is happening? Wiz kicks 5 in the game. And this was a really, really, like I might have been sneakily over in a corner of a winery watching this on the one TV they had, which is pretty good. Watching this one, and then you're sort of like, Port going to win this, and they came so very close. Mitch Georgiades has a shot to win it, misses. Hawthorn hold on at the very, very, very end. And the Hawks just win. And it's just God, it annoys me.
It's one of those wins where they probably deserved a loss. But being the quality side they are, they've obviously lost a couple, and they've got a couple who they're probably going to potentially are in a bit of trouble with the match review. But they just grunted and got it there, like losing their Chol and what was his name again? Jack Gunston. They, before the game or last week, that's obviously hurt their structure. But Mitchell Lewis came through, played well. The Wizard, he was up and about. Kelsha Deer was another one who was quite good. And kicked. I think he kicked two goals. He kicked. So that's not a bad return for a bloke who has been struggling to get a game. And last year he was one of the revelations allegedly. So. But I reckon it was a great performance by Port. I didn't watch this, but I was listening to it in the car on the way back from Ballarat as we drove back in, and it was very exciting listening to it. So
it was gnarly. Absolutely
and it
gnarly.
Sounds like, and we'll probably mention him later, that the Hornet might have had a pretty big say in them getting back in the game and getting so close to winning it. So
you couldn't get near it early and then just absolutely put on the Jets and you're like, geez. Then we had a ripper in Adelaide. So actually a mate of mine.
This game was unreal.
Adelaide St Kilda is just absolutely off its head.
Yeah.
An insane back and forth game. Crom down 26 early. They basically kick 7 in a row to get back into it. They get up handily, and the St Kilda come back to them. It was awesome. You got Callum Wilkie causing all sorts of havoc. I think Tex kicks 5, but the Saints are only in this game because Callum Wilkie is actually doing absolutely everything. Naz is solid.
Tex didn't touch the ball in the first quarter. He got absolutely pantsed, and then just found something.
But this is just one of those sort of classic, this is why, I don't know, Saturday Night Footy, you're tuning in. And 103, 102, it actually tells the story of just how good it was because it came down to that second last, they basically win the centre clearance at the very end, right? And it was that's what the game came down to after the Saints kicked that last goal to get back within a point. It was absolutely nuts. And I think at this point I had about 4 Hawks fans crowding around my phone watching this game. So that was at a wedding again, just amazing. So
it was unreal. I watched this one when I got home, and I couldn't stop watching it. I was enjoying it so much. I think Sinclair had 17 in the first quarter and then was held pretty well. It was just everyone stepped up where they needed to. There was hardly any, aside from that first quarter where the Crows were very ordinary. There wasn't a lot of passengers for either side. The recruits of the year, TDK, was obviously pretty ordinary. Liam Ryan didn't do a lot. Jack Silvani obviously didn't. 100% time on ground and had 8 disposals, probably not as effective as he was the week before. So there's still a lot. I actually thought by halftime that this could have been the game that St Kilda finally put it together, and it was looking that way. And I also thought this is going to be the game where the pressure gets right on Adelaide, because we've been saying they're not quite there, but they just found something and St Kilda just did what St Kilda do. And it's almost like Carlton with more expensive players. So, and Ross was, I think the jovial demeanour that he's had all season, the Joker and the mad scientist, that wore off on Saturday because he was furious in some of the crosses. And I think I did actually watch I don't normally, but I watched the press conference and it was icy. He was not a happy man. So I think it's finally starting to hit him that maybe he actually has to do something rather than just be a clown in the media. So,
amazing how that happens.
it's funny, isn't it? Well,
awesome game though. What an awesome Saturday of footy.
It was unreal.
Sunday we had North absolutely smashed the Tigers, 130-55.
Yeah.
I feel like, was it the Tigers were like 110 at one point, I think, which was just absolutely chaotic. And I think North win by 75 is like the first time they've won by 70-plus points since like 2017, whatever year that was, they made the prelim. And you're sort of just sitting there going, wait a minute, are you serious? Like 1 goal 10? And it's like, they kept 2 goals 12 by halftime. So, that's not great. Curtis was awesome. Cooper Trembath was unreal. Zerha went behind the ball and caused all sorts of havoc, which was awesome. Like, I hate Zerha, but I love him. Like, it's just...
Yeah. He's one of those players you want on your team.
100%.
A bit like Braden Maynard as well. They've just got that screw loose, and you know that if there's a scrap on, he'll be in the middle of it, probably instigating it. But
absolutely the epitome of mercurial, I think. Awesome game. Great win by the Roos, and they're just good, I think, now.
They're just motoring along, aren't they?
They are they're in the top 4, aren't they? Like, it's
going to benefit from the easy draw, having finished so low for so long. So
they're 5th.
It's going to be interesting. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Unreal. Then
I'll take it.
Had maybe the game of the year.
This was another awesome one. Unreal.
We were in a pub in Ballarat watching this, getting around each other and just having some chats and playing some pool and watching this absolute classic unfold in
it's amazing.
A sort of half TAB pub, as you can imagine, in Ballarat. And the game was sick. We're just like, what is going on? This is absolutely off its head. Cade Chandler is the hero that no one expected, and Cozzy causing all sorts of havoc. Charlie Cameron kicks maybe the goal of the year, and it was...
Oh, that was unreal.
Absolutely.
How good was he?
The game was off its head, and it was just super duper fun to watch it. 104, 102. The D's. I don't know.
I was trying to get away to do... I had so much to do on Sunday. And I had this on because I was sort of watching it as I was pottering around, getting stuff done around the house. And I needed to go out, and I just couldn't. I had to sit there and watch the last quarter because it was just so good. That goal from Charlie Cameron, no, he's going to get him home here. And then I think he got the next clearance or was a part of the next passenger play. I'm like, they're going to do it. Yeah. They're going to get up, but they just they didn't. The D's held on.
Well, Rayner has a shot at the end as well, right? That would have put them up and just misses it. And you're like, it was absolute chaos after that as well.
It wasn't good.
The ball's just pinging around. But one of the great, I think I looked at this maybe yesterday, one of the great scoring worms. You know, I love a worm. And it's just like ding, 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 just the entire time. Just doesn't stop. I'm like, this rocks. What a game it was. And like, we're all sitting there, like, there's these moments when, like, an Ashcroft would burst from a pack, but the Demons are just like dragging him down like they're bloody lions chasing like these beautifully maned gazelles. I'm like, but they're the ones with the lions' manes, and they're called the Lions. This is all turned around.
Back to front.
It's gone backwards. I feel like I've taken crazy pills.
This game, so what the hell, Melbourne? Like, where was this? As much as I'm happy about it, where was this last week against Essendon?
That's it.
Like, surely they and as I've got a couple of mates who actually went to the game and they couldn't believe it. They were like, why couldn't we do this? We just have to play on Sundays.
Yeah,
because we can only win on Sundays. So
smashed Carlton. Cool. Came from nowhere to.
Did you when you at the pub there in Ballarat? Did you dance the Irish jig every time Melbourne kicked a goal like they were at the game?
I hadn't realised. I was like, what is that? Just do they have an Irish guy who's just? I'm like, wait, no, that's just playing after everybody. And then, looked it up, and I'm like, the Jim Steins guy, there you go. Yeah. This all just makes sense. It was awesome.
Probably could have made a bit more of a big deal about that, considering how much of an icon he is for that club. But anyway.
But Van Rooyen was awesome. Harvey Langford was absolutely off his head.
The hanger Van Rooyen took was unreal.
So they were just...
Not quite mark of the year stuff, but it was bloody good, and the timing was bang on.
Chandler's goals, like the one from outside 50, was absolutely gnarly. So great win by the D's. Brisbane, you kind of just go... It doesn't matter until it's the final 2 months of the season, so you'll be right. And then we had the Derby out west.
Cool.
I love saying it like I'm the baby squid. The Derby.
The Derby?
Hey, who dropped all that paint? Workers. That's how he talks. Doobie. Workers did.
Bloody workers.
There's workers everywhere. West Coast 41, Freo smashed them 97. It was a whomping.
This was a garbage.
This is the one where I'm like watching it. We were driving back from Ballarat, I think, later on this evening, right? So watching it on my phone in the car while old mate was driving us home because I'd had, a couple of tins. That's how it goes.
As you do.
And I'm just like, I don't care enough. They're killing him. The Eagles aren't very good.
I could not get into this game at all.
Giant miss.
Absolute rubbish.
Tracy absolutely just poleaxed one of the, I can't remember who it was, but absolutely just whomped them. And it was like purely perfect and fair. I think Jordan Clark ends up winning the Glendenning medal. We had a lot of medals on the weekend.
Too many medals.
Giant miss, 5 goals. I think it's tied his career high, I want to say. But yeah, he's turned a little bit of a corner here in the last couple of weeks. So that's very good for Freo.
5 goals, 4 though. He could have, and from what I listened to most of this game, and from what I was hearing, he probably could have kicked 7 or 8 if he had have kicked a couple of easy ones. But anyway.
Nice. All right, there you go. That was the week. The Woes.
Beautiful.
Good
round of footy.
It was awesome. It had everything.
Good round of footy.
Yep. I'll tell you what, I'll take...
That's just what we want.
Awesome footy, like on a weekend where I'm not going through an emotional roller coaster, be pretty nice. But still, I'll take it anytime. Let's give away some weekly footy awards. Oh, have I got a drop? I sort of need a drop here, don't I?
Yeah.
It's a bit...
Pressure point.
I'm going to say I'm sober and crazy and I don't know what I'm going to do.
That's right. I'm sober and crazy and I don't know what I might do.
That's right. Gablett Areas, best on ground of the week. It was obviously Nick Dacos against the Blues that fourth quarter.
Yeah.
To have 2 separate goal assists when you're on the ground is taking the piss.
Yep.
Yeah, 2 of them. He's just like, I'm on the ground. Here, kick a goal because you can, and the Blues are not paying attention because they're dumb idiots. And you're like, Dacos is...
I think he had 7 disposals in the first 2 minutes of that last quarter.
Unbelievable.
And watching it, like, it's one thing to watch it on the TV when you've got the commentary telling you how good he is. But we watched it live, and there is no arguing about how good Nick Dacos is. I hate hearing all the crap about, get a hard ball and all that sort of crap. You watch, he gets disposals because he gives a ball off to a player in a better spot, and then he busts his backside to run to the next spot and receive it again. Now, okay, they call that stat padding sometimes, but he actually works hard and he always puts his team in a better position when he does that. So I don't understand, and I do understand because he wears a black and white striped jumper, and that's all the more reason, and by all means, go for it. Hate. But you cannot say the kid is not an absolute gun.
Yeah, 39 touches.
You can hate him, though. I definitely do that.
39 touches. Second time he's absolutely just smashed Carlton. Last time was like a game-winning goal last year.
He was a difference.
Year before.
There's no doubt about it.
He was just unbelievable. There was like the goal on the line as well where he snapped and you're just like, come on, man, you're just taking the piss now. So it's an easy one for me. Jezza kicked 10 goals. That's pretty good. Cade Chandler.
Not bad.
I don't know when Cade Chandler just popped up for 2 goals in that fourth goal. I'm like, that's typical Cade Chandler.
Clutch.
Kind of love it. That's what he does. Looking good with his haircut. Jez, who are you saying best on ground?
I'm going to roll with Dakes as well because I think that one's hard to beat. There's a few other big games there. I've got a few honourable mentions. Jai Amiss, I think he missed too many goals, so I wouldn't put him up there. Paul Curtis was pretty good, but it was a bit of a smashing, so you can't really go with that. The Wizard, same thing. He had an impact and probably got his team home, but if I was going to choose someone other than Dacos, I reckon the Hornet, because he had a very similar... We've said that he needs to perform outside of the comforts of home, and I think even though he was quite early, he was the one who really stepped up and went with Zach Butters to try and get them across the line, and he had 28, he kicked 2 goals, and was a really big part of them getting right back in the game. So he'll be my second best this week over the other ones, and because you just can't go seeing it live. I can't go past Nick Dacos either. So.
It was just, it was so disheartening as a Carlton fan. You're like, I can't believe this is happening to us, but I 100%.
I didn't want to celebrate too much because I was sitting amongst a lot of very vocal and not very happy Carlton fans. And that's not just Jim. There was a lot of interesting thoughts and stuff being spoken about there. So I did hear something about Desi Freeman in there, but I'm not sure if that was right.
I love it.
He's still alive.
Who are you buying a beer this week? For me, it's Taylor Byrne. Misses the shot that would have tied the game. I think, draws, ties, whatever. I'm kind of like, it would have been, to walk away with something out of that game would have been okay. To miss it on the siren, the poor little fella, like he's only just of drinking age, so I can only just buy him a beer. But
I did love Scott Pendlebury's saying when he was interviewed after the game how he felt sorry for the young fella and went up and put his arm. I love that sort of stuff. I reckon that's just, there's no reason to be an arsehole after the final siren. So well done I reckon they can probably share a beer.
Yep, Braden Maynard probably would have gotten his face and talk crap, but it's because he's a war criminal. But the rest of the Blues got around him as well, so that was kind of nice. Who have you got?
I've got Big Tex Walker for his performance after quarter time, but also the whole Adelaide Footy Club, because there's another club that had a pretty tough week with the passing of Jared Dawson, Jordan's brother. And I think the way they sort of paid tribute to him, I think it was the 12-minute mark, the whole crowd sort of went up in applause, and the way Tex spoke about him in the pre-game interview and that sort of thing about the club and all that sort of thing was really good. So I'll send a couple of slabs down there, a couple of slabs of the Learmont Lager.
Love it.
Down there to Adelaide, so they can have a bit of Victoria's finest right there.
Rather than any of that weird, horrible, what's their...
West End.
West End?
Coopers. I don't know.
Like Coopers is fine, but yeah, the West End, jeez. I do love that their beers are just massive, though. Honourable mentions, obviously, going to go to Bailey Smith. Really, really well thought out, well spoken after their game, saying, I just want to shout out the Dawson family and Elijah Hollands last night. Hopefully the AFL community wraps their arms around them. Speak to mates, put your arm around your loved ones. You never know who might need it. Very nice and very well said by Bailey Smith. Enjoyed that.
And I think another honourable mention was to Fev, Brendan Favola. I listened to him on radio yesterday, and he had some pretty, obviously being through similar type of thing himself at various times in his life. He knows a lot about it, and I think he much to what Bailey said, he was very much about making sure that he gets the help he needs. And one point that I did want to point out was he said that, the whole world's asking for answers, but do we really need it? Do we really need answers about this? Which I think is a point that gets missed in this type of thing, that at the end of the day, we don't need to know anything about it. The main thing is that he gets the help he needs. And I think Fev spoke really well about that. So he's my honourable mention.
Nice. Speaking of which we can dump on somebody really quickly. Ben Mackay, Spud of the week. Jay Sauce, he had a rough one for St Kilda. My other one, though, I think as we were watching this game, I'm like, we've got to change the name to the Lewis Young Memorial Spud of the Week Award because...
Oh, the young Mackay.
Wow. I think at one point I did bring up the point, many would ask, what does Lewis Young do? And they'd be right. It's just...
Not much.
I don't know. It's rough.
It's pretty ordinary.
It's rough. Anyway, have you got anybody for Spud of the Week?
Well, I was going to sink the boot in and just say Vossi and the whole Carlton footy club. But obviously, at the time, Elijah Hollands was clearly the number one candidate. But we obviously know that other things have come to light. But I think... Taking that aside, I think the way that Voss continues to let his team get beaten the same way, he's got to be up there, and Ben Mackay.
Just Ben Mackay, anyway.
But he was back to normal. I think he had 6 touches again, and I did see him go for a couple of spoils, which was good to see, but he can just go back to being the Ben Mackay / Lewis Young Spud of the Week recipient alongside Michael Voss for me.
Nice. All right. Better than Bootsma. Who is better than Bootsma? Joe Dare stealing some cows. Also might have been a good Spud of the Week. That was weird. What a weird story that was. Cattle rustling in Colac. Anyway, better than Bootsma. Cooper Trembath, again, he's just gone back to back for me. He's awesome.
Amazing.
He was so good. Did you see some of his ruck work that he was doing as well? Just a nice little couple of taps behind the head. He's awesome.
He's shorter than you.
God, he's good. I love him.
That's unreal.
Honourable mention, Braden Cook. Just that goal that he kicked. Just unbelievable. He has these nice little moments where you're like, that dude is really, really, really good at football.
Yeah.
It's kind of nice for the Crom. Who have you got there, Jez?
So Sardis again, I'm going to double up as an honourable mention, but there was a young fella for Adelaide, Charlie Edwards. He had 18 disposals. I think he had a shot at goal there, and it was a running shot at goal, so he sort of took the play on and had a shot missed. Would have been great to see him kick it, but he was really a really important part of Adelaide's comeback, or when they got back into the game, along with a few others. So he played a really important role. And from what I understand, and I'm just going to double check this because I believe it was his first game. So he's mature age. He was born on the 18th of May 2005, so he'll be 21 in a few months, and played his first game. Apparently has done it the hard way, coming through the sandful and all that sort of stuff, but apparently he's a really well-liked young fella around Adelaide, so good on him. He's my better than Bootsma.
Like it. All right. Yeah, easy ones this week. Jez, you're on this one early. Are the D's for real? Because they look pretty for real for me. Yeah, nah.
Yeah, it's hard to say nah after that performance, isn't it?
4-2, feeling pretty good.
Yeah.
8th on the ladder. Everything's coming up Melbourne all of a sudden. So I don't know. Don't mind it. Just saying. I think they've got a fascinating one this week because they go up against the Tigers and you're like, all right, but it's like a random, Friday night game. So it's not Sunday afternoon.
Well, it's a traditional ANZAC Eve that they have played for, I think, probably the last 10 years. Yep. So I've been to a couple of them and they are really cool. You know, they light the cauldron or whatever it is, and you have all the basically the same kind of thing that happens on the main game at the night game, which I think is really cool. So I really do enjoy the way they, I guess, is celebrate the right word, or how they commemorate Anzac Day at all the games now. So and not just the Essendon, obviously the Essendon Collingwood one's the main one, but so it's normally a pretty good game for that reason. I have been to a couple of them that have been absolute shockers. I think the last one I went to was pretty ordinary. So this one could be the same.
Nice. We've got a couple of listener ones here, which is very, very cool. Davey K, like this one. Hey, boys, quick nah for this week. With the new ruck rules, are blokes like Tinglish and Grundy now more valuable to their respective clubs versus the likes of the Bont and Errol? Yeah, nah. Jeez, I actually... I don't mind that.
I don't mind this one. I'm going to go with nah, not yet. But I can see how those type of players, Tinglish and Grundy, TDK, when he finds form, there's a few others there that, that kind of athletic running ruckman, and you'll probably start to see that the average size may drop just so they can get a athletic type of basically extra on baller in. So I think now I'm going to say nah, but I reckon it will evolve into that for sure.
Yeah, I think I'm probably going to say nah as well. I feel like the fact that Grundy's been as good as he is, we get it. Tinglish has been fantastic. Suddenly he's not there and there's a giant gaping hole for the Dogs. It does sort of make because Bont suddenly is just getting absolutely towed and you're like, oh, that's not good. So
I think we might have seen the last of the big brutal ruckman like Jared Witts, even Sam Draper, I think, and this isn't just hate from an Essendon fan, although he can get stuffed, but those type of players, like Draper's obviously mercurial and injury prone, but mercurial, those type of big-bodied ruckmen, I think they will be slowly evolved out of the game because they are going to need to be more than just a big brute that hits the ball.
Yep.
They're going to need to have a couple more strings to their bow, whether it's someone like Lockie Blackiston who can play as a key defender, someone like your Luke Jackson, who's a unicorn, or even Sean Darcy's the other one who's probably going to be sort of slowly, evolved out of the game, basically because he's just too big.
Yeah.
Tinglish is probably your prototype because he's super tall, but he's very athletic, gets around the ground well, can play that sort of extra on baller. But really, if you're looking for someone that they're going to model the rucks on, it's going to be Luke Jackson, I reckon.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
He is going to have an absolute field day against the Blues this week as well. Oh, God.
No Pito. Who's next?
Liam Reid, former Freo.
Yeah, Reedy.
Yeah, former Freo player. Then we
good luck.
Add another from Ben Boo. For you. The stand rule is the worst thing the AFL have added to the game. It's a long list. Yes, it is. But the number of times a player has marked the ball in the midfield, his opponent right there with him, stand, yells the ump. He does, but the player with the ball wants to move it on, has moved inboard 2 or 3 metres, and then waltzes off under no pressure as the man on the mark can't move until the umpire says so. Umps could officiate it better, but then we'd be slowing the game down, which is bad. So as a result, smart players can game this real for a serious advantage. I 100% agree. Like, I hate every time. I don't know why it's not as soon as the player runs off, like the player with the ball runs off their line in the same way it would be for a shot at goal. I don't know why that's suddenly not play on straight away. And, like, as long as you've stood the mark where you were meant to, it's crazy to me that you then still have to go there. And the dude, as Ben's pointed out, is 2-3 metres off his line over here, taking a run over there, and he's gone. It's just, it blows my mind. And I still think it's a really easy fix, and I just don't know why they haven't sort of bothered to try to fix it.
I'm going to say nah on the stand rule being the worst rule, because I've actually liked it since it came in, because I think it has helped improve the flow of the game.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm going to say on the way it's officiated, and I agree with you 100%. I don't understand why all of a sudden you can say I'm having a shot for goal and that changes the whole rule book. I think that's ridiculous. I don't know why they have to give so many warnings. I think once they've yelled out stand, it should be, if they don't stand, automatically, and maybe they need to, and this is another bloody rule change, but maybe they need to change the penalty so that it is not as severe as a 50-metre penalty to if it's a stand infringement, it's a 25, or not that umpires can measure anyway. We've seen that many bloody not 15 kicks that look like they're 25, but maybe that's another thing they can look at. But I definitely agree that as soon as that player steps off the line, it should be called play on, and there shouldn't be any warnings. There shouldn't be any of that stuff. I think we have too many warnings for things in this game, and that there's so much for an umpire. You wouldn't want to be an umpire for any amount of money, because you have so much to think about there that you're probably forgetting stuff that's actually important to make sure you do whatever the buzz rule is of the week. Yep. So now that people have carried on about the reviews, they're going to be making sure they review everything that goes out of bounds, and then they're going to make sure. And while they're worrying about calling play on, they're forgetting about this other rule over here that's also an integral part of the game. So, yeah, I think they've just clouded the umpires' heads with too much crap, and that's why we're in this position we are, because the umpiring has never been worse. I don't care what anyone says. It's ordinary at best.
Well, the cool thing is, if you just ask the AFL, it's never been better, and we all understand that. I'm pretty sure footy fans get that. So, have you spoken to an actual footy fan in the last 4 years? No, you haven't. It's a great shout from Ben.
I'm a dwarf.
That's it. I'm a small-statured man. But I think the stand rule, I like it because I don't want people encroaching on where the mark ought to be. But I think as soon as the offensive player goes off their line, you should be able to move with them. It doesn't make any sense otherwise, right? So you got to stand right there. It's like, but he's over there. That's not where he started either. What are we doing here? So anyway, that's a good shout from Ben. Love that.
Good on you, Benny. Thanks, Dave. Love you, boys.
And that's some nahs. Let's set you up for round 7.
This is ridiculous. Oh, Lord.
Oh, Lord. Round 7 already. More than a quarter of the way through the season.
The season goes too bloody quick, Jim. We've got to extend it to 58 games.
Don't say that out loud. Oh, God.
Sorry.
You're now the CEO, so sucked in.
My haircut's a bit better.
Let's start up with Thursday night footy. I'll tell you what, this game looked a lot better on the schedule 3 weeks ago, and now it's not as good. The Western Bulldogs hosting Sydney. They are 30.5-point underdogs, and even at the confines of Marvel, where Sydney sometimes get a little bit squirrely, I just don't know if the Dogs are good enough here. They are the walking wounded. I'm taking Sydney here, Jez.
I think the amount of injuries the Doggies have got, I'm going to take Sydney as well.
Nice. It is just, I mean, Grundy could have an absolute field day, let alone Heaney and co. Like, they might, we still don't even know if Bont is going to play. There's still like, a short turnaround for him this week, and they're sort of like, oh, he's sort of carrying a little bit of something. You're like, oh, good.
I think with all the injuries, they would probably be wise to rest him, because it's probably a game they could get away with losing because they've won a few early, and just get a couple of guys who are on the precipice of playing, just get them right. Don't risk him. Get him right. Give him another week to freshen up and go again.
I think Treloar's been running around the VFL, so he's almost ready to come back as well. But, I mean, this is Treloar. He might step on the field and ping a hammy or a calf. Like, that's just...
He might ping a hammy or a calf getting out of bed that morning.
Just how it was. Anyway, Friday, as mentioned, Richmond, Melbourne. Anzac Day Eve. No public holiday. What's up with that? But anyway, we have the Tigers.
Sickies are poor, aren't they?
The Tigers.
Did I say that out? I've just put that on record. Looks like I can't have one.
No sickies for Jez this week.
Not this week.
38.5-point underdogs are the Tigers against the Demons, the rampaging Demons. That feels very, very low for me. I'm taking the Demons, who against Boots have been good.
I'm going to be controversial here, and I'm actually going to take the Tigers.
Nice.
And here's my reason, is I think Melbourne are going to be that team that plays up to an opponent. And as it demonstrated against Essendon, I think they're going to struggle against lesser teams. I'll be happy to be proven wrong, but I reckon the Tigers can hang in there with this one. So
nice.
Demons, I think the line's about right. I think it'll be 5 or 6 goal win. I think they'll go hard early and then probably take the foot off the gas once they're comfortable. So yeah, that's my. Although I'm just looking at their injury list, and it's gotten worse with Tim Taranto out with a concussion. Doesn't look like they've got anyone coming. Nah, I'm going to risk it. I've got a couple up on you, so let's do it.
That's it. Then we've got Saturday, Hawthorn versus Gold Coast in Launceston. 9.5-point favourites are the Hawks. They reckon themselves, and I love that James Sicily managed to make sure that he got rubbed out before going to Tassie, because we know how much he hates Tassie, which is still my favourite ongoing saga, James Sicily versus the state of Tasmania. And he's like, nah, I never want to go back there. I'm going to punch Logan Evans. Check this. This will get me rubbed out for a week, and I can just hang out at home and watch the footy on my couch. Well played, James Sicily. Smarter than all of us. And with that in mind, like, my initial vibe was like Hawks, 9.5. I'm going to go Gold Coast now, because I think missing a couple of their dudes, they are kind of Tassie specialist a bit, the Hawks. But they're also just some weird, junky games down there. The Suns, this might be the single biggest test of the 28th parallel rule, right? You can't go much further south than, like, Tassie. So we're going to find out. And I think they've just got that much size. Like, you think about, like, Tom Barras and co down back for the Hawks. But without Sicily sort of marshalling all that, the Suns might have a bit of a chance here. And I think I'll take the plus 9.5, because I think even if they don't win, it could still be a really close game. So
yeah. I'm going to go the same, because I think even if Hawthorn managed to pinch a win, I think it's going to be within that. I reckon if this was a 5.5-point line, I'd probably take the Hawks, but I reckon this could be a goal either way. And as you said, this is a big test for the Suns. If ever there was a time that they should win a game, is now, because of the outs. Gunston's maybe, Chol, Will Day, Dylan Moore, James Sicily. If ever there's a time for them to get one up on the Hawks, now is it. And I think they'd be pretty disappointed if they didn't at least go within a goal. So yeah, I'm gonna match your bet there, Jim.
Nice. Essendon, 18.5 point underdogs now against Collingwood. It's gone from 17.5. I'm taking Essendon.
Yeah, same.
I think they have been putting up pretty hefty fights, I think, against the Pies, who should have lost to Carlton, but did not, because Carlton are Carlton. Essendon play with actually, a sense of purpose at the moment. Maybe not so much defensive purpose, but some purpose. And
hey, you've got to start somewhere.
Exactly. I think they can hang. So I'm going to take the 3-goal head start.
Yeah, I'm going to do the same with a little bit more confidence than I have had in previous weeks, only because I still don't know that we'll get them, because they do have possibly 3 big ins with Jordan De Goey, Darcy Moore and Steele Sidebottom, which Steele Sidebottom always, like Carlton, he always comes good on the big stages against Essendon. So, and Jamie Elliott's done nothing, and he normally kicks a bag against us. So that always concerns me. So I would like us to, if we were to cover that line, I'd be a happy man again. So not as happy as I'd be if we had a win, but happy enough.
Yeah, I think there's some fight there. So let's go.
Yeah.
Port Adelaide, 27.5 point underdogs versus the Cats. This is a really interesting game as well. I feel like the Cats at Adelaide Oval against Port is a really interesting one. What do you reckon here, Jess?
I reckon that line is probably too high, so I'm going to take the Power to cover, because I think the way they played last week, I think the way they played last week is probably puts them in good stead to possibly even be, if not level up at halftime and probably fall away. So I think the Cats would probably come away happy with a 3 or 4 goal win, to be honest, and no injuries.
I think
because they've obviously lost a couple. Like it looks like Graham Myers is done for the year, possibly. Jack Henry's a test. Tyson Stengel allegedly may never play again. Not that he makes that big a difference at the moment, but I think Geelong would be happy to come away with a couple of goal win unscathed. So I'm going to go with Port to cover.
The Cats are pretty good at Adelaide Oval, it turns out. 9-4 in the last 7 years.
Not bad.
I think Oishan
Is
Mullen.
Is that factoring in gather around though?
It might be actually, but
because you got to take into the thing that they usually play an average team on gather around by West Coast. So there's 4 wins there.
I think the thing is they've also last 18-6 against Port in their last 24 matches. The last 3 were 153 to 65, 39 to 115, 54 to 138.
Yeah, no, Geelong.
Yeah, I'm going to go the Cats.
So. I'm going to go to Cats. So you're talking into it, Jim. If you had said nothing, I would have stuck with Port. But no, I'm going to go with Geelong.
So, 2 of those games were at Adelaide Oval as well. Then we have Freo Carlton out west. The Blues are going to get killed in this one. I'm going Freo.
I can't justify any reason to take Carlton. Sorry, mate.
6+ goals seems a little bit skinny there. I think that's a 50-point shellacking. Like, no Harry Mackay, no Pitto. Suddenly got no size. Lewis Young's probably Brody Kemp's probably our full forward. Like, and
Luke
Lewis
Jackson's going to have 50 and kick 9 from playing as a ruck rover, I think.
Might be my super coach captain this week. Sunday, Saints West Coast. This is only 39.5 points for the Saints, which again, I don't know. It feels a bit light on here.
It is St Kilda though.
It is. The Saints will probably somehow try to find a way to absolutely bottle this. Because quite famously, I remember, was it last year?
Year before.
The Eagles beat them.
Yep.
And it was absurd. It was hilarious. And it's like, this is the greatest thing I've seen.
It was one of the greatest things I'd ever seen at that point.
And there was like another one, I think, a few years ago where they nearly bottled it and they just pulled it out. I think, that was 2023. I was at a gig with this eldest squid, and we'd gone down to the Northcote Social Club after that gig that was up at the Northcote Theatre. I'm like, I just want to go watch a little bit of this end of the footy. And like watching St Kilda try their absolute hardest to lose to West Coast was awesome. And then last year they finally did. It's at home though. Yeah. So I think West Coast might not travel that far.
I think West Coast have had their little run of highs for the season, and I do think after Saturday night, I think Ross will have maybe gone a little bit hard at them. So I reckon they'll come out pretty hard, so that this could be well and truly over by quarter time.
Yeah. So have you got the Saints? Or
I'm around the Saints as well, mate. Yeah.
Brisbane Adelaide at the Gabba, 19.5-point favourites of the Lions. That's a really good game. What an awesome Sunday Arvo game that is. 3:15.
Yeah.
It's actually now 20.5 in favour of Brisbane.
Wow. That's a big line.
It is a big line.
I don't really like that. I'm going to take the Crows.
I'm going to take the Crows as well. I think even though they don't travel great sometimes, I feel like they're playing really well.
It'll be closer than that, I think.
They might get Jordan Dawson back. Who else? Saligo, I think, missed last week.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I'm going to go the Crows.
Brisbane aren't travelling that well on the injury front either. Zorko's still out. Jared Berry's obviously out now for 3 to 4 weeks.
Their last 5 games have also been not decided by anything more than 17 points. So, 68-63 Crom win last year, 97-86, 90-90, the tie in 2024, 99-93, and then 95-78. Bloody hell.
I think even if Brisbane win, this is going to be an absolute crack. Oh, and Adelaide have been, aside from 1 or 2 games, they've been able to make some games really, really interesting. So just have to say, though, I'm looking at this injury report, the best name in the AFL arguably is Shadow Brain.
Oh, yeah, Shadow Brain's awesome.
How good is it? I'd forgotten about it till I'd read it here. Shadow Brain. That is amazing.
Right, so
absolutely amazing.
Both taking Adelaide in that game?
Yep.
All right, and then finally, GWS versus North Melbourne in Canberra. Canberra. 15.5-point favourites at GWS.
I've got zero confidence in GWS. Yeah. However, they do have Cadman, Caniglio and Hogan potentially coming back this week, which are pretty big ins if they do come in. It looks like they are most likely expected to. I don't know. I'm going to take North to cover because they've got a pretty good injury list at the moment, and I think they're playing some really good footy. And the way they're playing, I don't know that Canberra's going to be as big of a deal to them as it would be to some other teams. I think if it was maybe when you're travelling, I think if they were travelling against anyone else, like if it was Sydney or if it was Adelaide, I just don't know that GWS travelling to Canberra or NG Stadium has the daunting sort of thing of travelling over to West Coast and playing them there when they're at their peak, or even up to Brisbane where they play really well. So I think North can definitely win it. And wouldn't be surprised if they do, but I reckon they'll cover for sure.
I do love the GWS in Canberra is 18-21 all time. So that's
I just don't think it holds the I don't know what the word is, but it doesn't hold that sort of thing for teams to go there because it's almost a neutral venue.
Yeah, 5-8 in the last 5 years, not great.
Yeah,
I'm going to go North. Awesome. I think we basically split the picks again this week that we had different. I think we had 4 picks different. We went 2 and 2 each. So I believe that means 28 and 31. I don't know if I've added that to the end there. So it might be, I want to say 33 and 36 or 34 and 37. So one of those two.
I think we split them again, did we? I thought you might have got one back on me when I was looking at them the other day. But
I don't know that I did. I can't even remember.
That's right.
Because I did know, I picked Carlton. They did cover. I think, the difference, you did have Essendon as well, so that was pretty good. There was like one other one that I can't remember.
There.
I think you actually nailed Melbourne, and I think I got another different. I think we split Adelaide St Kilda, so I think we went 2 and 2. You get that on the big jobs. All right, Slevo's Punters Club. Ben King did not kick 5 goals last week against the Bomb Rays because, of course,
he did not.
But I am going to take Jamie Elliott. We're going Jelly at 3+. It's a little bit lower down in the stakes this week, but to go full Charles Barker, I guarantee Jelly at Anzac Day, MCG against the Bombers defense. Oh, I love that. I would ladder that up probably 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's my pick for this week. Yes, what do you got?
I am going to go a double for the Swans against the Bulldogs, and I'm going to go with Isaac Heaney and a Marty Party to kick 3 each.
Nice.
I was going to throw some disposals in there, and I thought last week that Heaney would be the man that took over, but it wasn't him. He just played his role pretty bloody good as well. Yeah. But I think this week against the Dogs with all their injuries and defensive outs, I think the scene is set for Joel Amati to have a big day. Maybe it could be Charlie, but I reckon the Amati Party's he's playing for a contract, so I reckon he might just say, "Get away, Charlie, this is my town first." And Heaney, well, he's either going to have 35 or he's going to kick 5 or maybe both. So okay. I'm going to double that up and package it in with another little. I did reasonably well over the weekend with my little tibbles here and there. So
nice. Yeah. Very, very good.
Looking good. Looking good, mate.
Well, there you go. Is that it?
That's us.
That is it for the Round 6 wrap and the Round 7 preview show of Footy Unfilterated. This one is a really fun week of footy. The Saturday night's going to be a bit of a downer for Blues Freo, but otherwise, the Anzac Day clashes are always awesome, so it should be a really fun one.
Well, we do have 2 Saturday night games. The Adelaide game starts at 6:35, so nice. We've got plenty to keep us busy. I'm actually going to the ice hockey on Saturday at 5 o'clock, the Melbourne Mustangs against the Perth Thunder, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
So me and Ruby are heading off to that to see what that's all about. So hopefully we see a bit of biff, which will be good fun.
Love that. That's good. Nice one. Oh, make sure you get around us on all the socials. Power rankings will go up probably not on Friday. I don't know when I'll get to do them this week, but at some point that'll be good. Make sure you're around the YouTube, of course, as well, because this gets chopped up into 3 little bits. So go check them all out.
The best way to see it, you get to see these beautiful mugs right here. Why wouldn't you?
Luxuriate in this amazing.
We're good-looking fellas. Come on, get around us.
Just check out this amazing beard. I did have a very small baby, a small baby on the weekend at this wedding was just completely enamored with the beard. He's just like, let me touch it. Just let me touch the beard. I want to touch it.
And you're like, whoa.
Only
not with those shoes, buddy.
Only I may touch the beard. Anyway, make sure you subscribe across your podcast app of choice. And of course, send through some nars.
Thank you to Benny and Davey sending them in. Love them. More.
They were really good too.
They were.
And that's it. All right. Until next week. Stay off the rubbish footy gear. This is Footy Unfilterated. We'll catch you next week.
Peace.